It was surprising to us also as an audit office, because KEMSA has been one of our good institutions when we audit. We don't query much because their systems are in place, their IT systems are in place, their operations have been above board. But something seems to have happened with the COVID-19. And this is where we need to interrogate ourselves, not just KEMSA, but as a country. Do we have a robust legal framework to address disasters and pandemics and crises? Is our budgeting process on board? Is it timely? Is our communication amongst the entities, either between KEMSA, MOH, KEMSA, Treasury, MOH, Treasury, is it properly done? So the main areas was basically on procurement. Other issues, of course, are coming out as Parliament continues with its examination.
There has been the view that has been advanced that perhaps the challenge was the fact that, as you rightly mentioned, KEMSA was traditionally one of the star entities when it comes to audit processes, and maybe we created a moral hazard because we felt, oh, this one is well above board. Do you think then we did create that challenge within the system ourselves?
I think we can only conclude that after doing in-depth analysis of what exactly happened. And once the reports are out, then we should be able to reflect back, look at lessons learned, and then come up with methods of improving.
Still within the subject of COVID-19 expenditure, the COVID-19 emergency fund, there isn't much visibility as to how the expenditure has taken place and how this is being audited. Are you involved in this process?
COVID-19 related expenditures audit are under the purview of the Auditor General. Apart from KEMSA, apart from the counties, we are also auditing the national response, the national government's response to COVID-19, and the fund is under that. And currently the report on that, including the COVID-19 fund, is under review, the review process, and I shall issue that report in due course.
Okay, so you can't indicate at this point.
At this point, because it's not completed, it's not finalized. I cannot go into the details.
We are getting into the budget season, and one recurrent issue we normally have is the state of IFMS, the Financial Information Management System. And indeed, we've had even a special audit being commissioned regarding IFMS and the vulnerability to leakages when it comes to the resource envelope. How is this going, the audit process?
We've been auditing IFMS over time since inception. And what happens is that every few years there's either an upgrade of the system, an update of the system, or an improvement of the system based on some of the weaknesses that come up, either during our audits or during internal assessments by the National Treasury, or when the clients, state departments and counties raise issues. Now, the audit that we are currently doing for IFMS, it's a follow-up of an audit that we did and issued in 2016, and checking on whether recommendations are being implemented, whether control weaknesses have been strengthened, just basically looking at, have we implemented what we agreed that we should implement to improve IFMS. But Mboko, I need to say something about IFMS and IT systems, that sometimes we blame the IT systems when it's not the IT systems at fault, it's the human element. If people are going to exploit weaknesses and do something that is negative, either siphon funds or not record, or sometimes if people basically work outside IFMS, because we've seen that, especially in some of the entities, we can't always blame the system. Let's strengthen the system, yes, but also let's look at the human IT or interaction. Yeah, because that's where the weakness is, the human element.
You've just mentioned that we periodically do upgrades to address any inherent vulnerabilities, if I could call them that. Are there some that you could point to us that you observe as a challenge with IFMS?
One of the main challenges has been IFMS lack of, or rather the challenge of trying to generate comprehensive financial statements as required by the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. That has been an issue. I use IFMS as the Office of the Auditor General, and that is an issue we've also raised with the National Treasury, and that's what they've been working on to improve.